Today I'm going to show you how I made a cartoon cake. Join me. I started off with some cakes that I had made and I cut them down to put them into the shape of a piece of cake. I have wanted to try this cake. This has been trending for a long time and I've wanted to try it for a long time, and so tonight I just wanted to make a cake, and so today I did it. So the first and second layer were pretty straightforward. The third layer I kind of mix and matched to form an additional layer out of cakes that I had made already. After I had my plan in place, I began to stack my cake. I started with putting some buttercream onto my cake board, and that way it wouldn't move around while I was decorating the cake. So I added the first layer, put some buttercream, added my second layer, added some additional buttercream, and then put together that top layer that I kind of created with the cakes that I had. And then I started to crumb coat the cake. Already I knew that I should have used a bigger cake board, but since this was a cake just for home, I decided that I was just going to use this cake board. I should have used the next size up. Okay, I'm just trying to get that smooth a little bit. I noticed that up on the top part of this cake, it was a little bit lower than the other parts of it, so I am going to build it up a little bit using some other pieces of cake, which you'll see here in a second. So here I'm building that up a little bit, and then I'll add some more buttercream to cover that. Made it a little bit more even. After I had this pretty well coated, I put this to chill and I started to color my fondant. I'm going to be using some yellow, pink, and like a bluish color. So I'm going to start coloring those fondant balls. Also going to be using some red for the cherry. That's what this one's for. And once I get that mixed in, I'm adding some Tylose powder so that my cherry can harden real well. And there's my cherry. I'm starting to roll out the fondant so that I can cover this cake. And I forgot to add my little grippy thing, so I just added that underneath so my cake doesn't slide around. I'm just cutting some of that excess fondant off the bottom, and now I'm starting on that next piece. Moving on to the blue for the back and the top. And now we're moving on to that pink section, making little strips to make it look like the layers between the cakes. Using a little bit of water to adhere that to the side. I'm going to move to the other side and do the same. And now I'm making that little icing swoop on the top that I can set my cherry on top. I'm going to use a little bit of water to secure this together. And a little bit of water on top so that I can secure it in place on top as well. And I'm going to take that cherry and use some water and put that right on top of the icing swoop. Now moving on to making the candle that'll go in front of that. I'm using some blue, added some Tylose powder so that it can dry harder. And I'll do the same thing for the yellow. And I'm rolling those out into some long, thin lines of fondant. I'm going to twist them together to look like a candle. Now I'm beginning the process of outlining everything in black, which is what actually makes it look like a cartoon cake, more 2D. So to stick this to the side, I'm going to add a little bit of water wherever I'm sticking it to the cake, and I'm just going to go through and outline all the edges and all of the differences between the colors. And with that, that is the finishing touch with the candle added. This is what the cake looked like. By far, the hardest part of this cake was doing the outline of each of the lines on the cake. Thank you so much for coming to join me while I did this video. It was a really fun cake. I'm glad I finally got the chance to do this. Please come back again, and I encourage you to like, comment, and share my videos. Please, please come again. Here's all the different angles of the cake. And with that, a spin of the cake. And because this was for just at home, as soon as it was finished, we were getting ready to have dinner, and we enjoyed it right after dinner. Thank you. Please come again.